Good day to all of you once again. This is your teacher Daniel, and today, ang pag-aaralan naman po natin is on how to identify the equation of the line, particularly how to identify equation of the line given components. Parang parang kabaliktarang process siya. Kung dati-dati, we are given a linear equation and we'll be graphing that linear equation. This time naman, given components, i-identify naman po natin yung equation of the line. Now, it's either we will be given 2 points, or we might be given slope and a point, or a slope and an intercept for us to identify the equation of the line. Mahalaga kasi na alam natin yung equation of the line. Let's say, taken from problems. We want to express that into a linear equation whenever the problem pertains to a linear equation, So, ibig sabihin, halimbawa, from the problem, alam natin yung characteristic ng problem, linear equation pala siya. Kailangan, una sa lahat, alam natin kung paano siya express as equation, linear equation. Para, pagka, halimbawa, gumagamit na tayo ng mga graphing applications, mas alam na natin kung paano siya i-graph. Kasi all we have to do is to input the equation Just input the equation of the line sa mga graphing applications natin, lalabas agad yung kanyang linear equation. Isa yun sa mga advantage na marunong tayo mag-express ng linear equation. Now, what we are going to do first is we are going to identify the equation of the line given 2 points. So let's say we have 2 coordinates or 2 ordered pair. We have 2, 5 and -1, -1. Of course, if you are going to connect these 2 points, it will pertain to a line. Ano po? We can make use of the so-called point-slope form of the line. That is equivalent to the quantity y minus k is equivalent to m times the quantity x minus h. Kung naalala nyo pa po, papiyaw ko na itong na-introduce po sa inyo, etong equation of the line na ito. Napaka-importante na to at saka napaka madaling gamitin itong equation na to. Ito ata yung pinakagamit na sa lahat ng linear equation, in my opinion, ito yung pinakamagandang gamitin. Ito yung madalas gamitin, ito yung pinakagamit na gamit, parang ganun po. Bakit po? Una-una, bibigyan ka lang ng point. Kahit ito lang yung gamitin natin, malalaman natin yung linear equation. So let us try. Let's say we want to know the linear equation that passes through 2, 5 and -1, -1. Siyempre, una, ang gagawin po muna natin, kukunin natin yung slope. So, we will assign, We will assign sub 1 and sub 2 Ayan. Pag nakuha natin yung slope, we could immediately replace the slope here. And then, we could substitute any of these points. Pwede natin gamitin any of that point. We are going to substitute it for the value of h and k. Tas meron ka ng linear equation. So pakita po natin ganito po 'yon. Una muna is slope. If we are going to assign this as ano kaya maganda? Sige. Let us assign this x sub 1. And let us assign this y sub 1. Ito naman, i-assign natin to as x sub 2. And let us assign this as y sub 2. So, yung meron ka ng sub 1, sub 2, Now, we are ready to get the slope. All we have to do now is to substitute for the value of y sub 2, y sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 1. We have, so y sub 2 will be 5. Katulad nung sinabi ko sa inyo dati, gagamit tayo ng shortcut, So, lagi naman tong lagi naman yung minus Pero yung y sub 1 natin, negative. So, pagka negative yung y sub 1, dinediretso natin siyang positive. Mas maganda siya, mas convenient siyang gamitin. Kasi hindi ka nagagamit ng open and close parentheses. And then, put 1. Ganun na lang po. Over, how about our x sub 2? Our x sub 2 is 2 minus, kasi lagi naman yung minus dyan. Ito na naman. Yung x sub 1 natin is negative 1. Immediately, we could proceed to addition and then just write 1 there. Para madali yung ating computation. Most of the time, let us make use of our shortcuts para madali yung mga computations natin. Anyway, pareho lang naman yung pareho lang naman yung equivalent niyan. So 5 plus 1 is 6 and 2 plus 1 is 3. Therefore, our slope is 6 divided by 3 is 2. So, that's our slope, Now, what are we going to do here? We are going to choose between 2, 5 and negative 1, negative 1. Pwede natin gamitin yung dalawa, tapos i-compare natin kung pareho yung magiging result. Just remember, our slope is 2. So, let us write here our slope, that is 2. Let's say, ito yung ginamit natin, 2, 5. Paalala lang po, yung paggamit ng HK, HK. So, H here pertains to the X value and K here pertains to the Y value. So, in this manner, we could solve this using the point 2,5 or the HK, o pinaka-HK natin. So, that is Y minus, what will be our K? Our K is 5. It's equivalent to, our slope is 2 times, what will be our X? Our X is, yung what will be our H? Sorry po. Ang H po natin, siya po yung pinaka-X natin sa ating coordinates, which is 2. Yan. And now we can solve. So, y minus 5 is equivalent to, let us make use of distributive property here. So, you have 2x minus 4. And then let us transpose negative 5. So, y is equivalent to 2x minus 4 plus 5. And then let us solve. Let us combine this term. We have 2x plus 1. So, there you go. Meron na tayong linear equation. Now, pareho lang ba rin yung magiging sagot kung ito yung ginamit natin? Subukan natin. So, again, y minus k is equivalent to m times x minus h. Ang pinaka-h natin dito is negative 1, the same with our pinaka-k natin. So, that will be y. We could immediately write here plus 1. Bakit plus 1? Kasi negative na, negative yung ating h. Tapos, negative yung operation na doon. So, magiging positive dyan. Magiging positive lang din yan. So, that is plus 1. Our slope, 2 pa rin, times x. Again, minus to. Tapos, magsasaksak tayo ng negative 1. Magiging positive, plus 1. And then, we can make use of the distributive property. So, y plus 1 is equivalent to 2x. 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 1 is 2 plus 2. Now, we can transpose positive 1. So, we have y is equivalent to 2x plus 2 minus 1. Ayan, na-transpose po. At pag na-transpose, syempre, magpapalit siya ng sign. Now, we could evaluate this. Let us combine those similar terms. We have y is equivalent to 2x. 2 minus 1 is positive 1. Ayan. So, pareho sila. Ayan, pareho. Whatever point you use, for as long as those 2 points is along that line, and we make use of this point slope form of the line, pareho lang din yung kanilang kalalabasan. Again, paalala lang po sa mga estudyante po natin about this point slope form of the line. Our point slope form of the line is denoted by the quantity y minus k is equivalent to the slope, which is m, times the quantity x minus h. Wherein, yung m natin, siya yung pinaka-slope. At saka yung kh or yung hk natin, siya yung ating, what is this? Siya yung ating hk coordinate. Sa ibang books po, mas prefer nilang gamitin yung x sub 1. Tsaka dito naman, mas prefer nilang gamitin yung y sub 1 para for the reason na para hindi daw nalilito yung mga estudyante natin. We can make use of that. We could also translate our point slope form of the line like y minus y sub 1 is equivalent to m times x minus x sub 1. Now, ang reason ko lang kung bakit hindi natin to ginagamit, kasi baka mapagkamalan yung para sa slope yan. Ito, x sub 1, y sub 1, baka mapagkamalan natin para sa slope yan. So, I prefer not to use those denomination. Instead, mas pabor sa akin na gamitin yung HK. Kasi yung HK, at least, it will tell us na pwede natin gamitin tong point na to at saka pwede natin gamitin tong another point. Pareho lang yung kalalabasan. Now, another precaution in using this point slope form of the line, baka po magkabaliktad si h at saka si k. Remember, the coordinate is hk. Si h, siya yung pinaka-x. Si k, siya yung pinaka-y. Tapos, si h, dun siya ilalagay. Ayan, dun siya ilalagay. At si k, sa kabila siya ilalagay. Dito siya. Okay po? Baka lang magkabaliktad kasi yun yung common mistake ng mga student natin. Kala nila ito h, tas kala nila ito k. Kung h yun, edi syempre hindi na tama kasi yung h natin yun yung pinaka x value natin. Pangit naman kung y minus x, di po ba? So please be careful in using this point slope form of the line kasi ito yung madalas na nagkakabaliktad yung value ni h at saka ni k. Pero kung mas prefer nyo gamitin yung x sub 1, y sub 1, pwede naman. Now, kunyari nakalimutan natin yung point slope form of the line. Wag naman sana. Please try to familiarize yourself with this point slope form of the line kasi ang ganda ng ang laki ng gamit nito in finding the equation of the line as well as in graphing. Pero kung nagkataon lang talaga na what is this, nakalimutan natin yung point slope form of the line, may alternative solution dyan. So, paano po yun? In the same manner, with the point slope form of the line, kukunin muna natin yung slope. And then, we will make use of the slope intercept form of the line, which is y is equivalent to mx plus b. Ngayon, paano ginagawa yun? So, ganito po. Una, kunin muna natin yung slope. Mag-assign ulit tayo ng pinaka sub 1 and sub 2 natin. So, in this case, we can make use of this as our x sub 1 and y sub 1. We can make use of this as our x sub 2, y sub 2. And then, let us substitute. Ano po? So, our slope will be, what is our y sub 2? Our y sub 2 is 5. Then, minus. You have here y sub 1, which is negative. Pwede naman yang diretso na plus. Negative times negative is positive, plus. And then let us write 1 there. You have here x sub 2, which is 2 minus our x sub 1 is negative 1, and negative times negative is positive, tapos 1 na lang, ganun po. So therefore, 5 plus 1 is 6 over 2 plus 1 is 3. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now, para sa mga nagtatanong, sir, ang ano naman ng shortcut, parang ang bilis naman ata. Pwede naman natin yung isa-isahin eh. Ganito lang yan. Para dun sa mga nagtatanong kung saan galing yung shortcut, bakit naging ganun yung shortcut, ganito yan. So, if you have your y sub 2, which is 5, etong y sub 2 natin is 5. Syempre, yung laging operation ng increment is minus naman. Minus. Tapos, susulat tayo ng parenthesis, ano? Our y sub 1 is negative 1. Over, yung x sub 2 natin is 2. Again, yung operation niya is minus, so minus dyan. Pero, yung x sub 1 natin is negative 1. So, imagine ano, negative times negative, kasi double operation, imumultiply natin yung mga double operation, double operation, sorry. I-multiply po natin yung mga double operation. So, again, negative times negative, positive pa rin naman. Ano? Plus 1 over 2. Again, double operation. May double operation dito. So, negative times negative is positive. Plus 1. So, pareho lang. Kaya ako nga siya shortcut para mas madali yung maging solving natin. Mas hindi na kayo mahirapan, maglalagay pa kayo ng mga open parenthesis, tas baka malito kayo, baka positive 1 yung mailagay nyo. Why not? Idiretso na lang natin i-multiply dun sa negative. Pero kung hindi nyo kaya, sige, pwede nyo naman tong gamitin. Be careful lang ha, in substituting. Para naman dun sa mga gustong mas mabilis yung solution nila, gamitin natin yung shortcut as much as possible. Okay pa? So, we now have our slope, 2. So, let us substitute y is equivalent to 2x plus b. Ang problema po natin dito, mga langga, yung value ni b. Ano kaya magiging value ni b? Kompleto na sana yung ating linear equation kung meron tayong value ni b. And in this case, hindi pa naman talaga obvious or revealed yung value ni b, yung y-intercept. So, in this manner, pwede natin gamitin alinman sa point na to, eto o eto. Para ma-solve natin yung value ni b. All we have to do is to substitute. Ganun po. So, ang galing ano, kung nakalimutan nyo yung point slope form, meron pa rin siyang paraan para makita natin yung equation of the line. That is, using the slope intercept form. Sige, substitute na natin. Pumili muna tayo. Si 2,5 or si negative 1, negative 1. So, unahin muna natin si 2,5. Tapos, mamaya gamitin natin tong negative 1, negative 1. Tingnan natin kung pareho lang yung magiging sagot. Basta ito na yung ating linear equation. Kulang na lang ng value ni b. Or kulang na lang ng y-intercept. Sige, let us try. Let us make use of 2,5. Our x is... our y is 5. Then 2 times our x is 2 plus b. So that is 5 is equivalent to 2 times 2 is 4 plus b. And then let us transpose 4, positive 4, that is 5 minus 4 is equals to b. Nalipat sa kabila, naging negative. And 5 minus 4 is just 1 is equals to b. Or, by symmetric property, we have b is equivalent to 1. So, therefore, yung ating magiging linear equation, eto na, is from this, meron na tayong value ni b. So, we have y is equivalent to 2x plus 1. There you go. Meron na tayong linear equation. Now, itry naman natin yung isang point, negative 1, negative 1. So, the value of y sub 1 and the value of y and x is negative 1. So, that will be negative 1 is equivalent to 2 times negative 1 plus b. Copy negative 1. We have 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus b. And then transpose negative 2 to the other side. We have negative 1 plus 2 is equivalent to b. Negative 1 plus 2 is positive 1. 1 is equivalent to b, and b is equivalent to 1. So, pareho lang po, ano? Pareho lang. And therefore, the linear equation would be y is equivalent to 2x plus 1. Pareho lang po. Yan, pareho lang yung result. Let us try to have one more example. Let's say we want to identify the equation of the line given these 2 points for negative 1 and negative 2, 2. Now, let us assign sub 1 and sub 2's. So, let us assign this as x sub 1. Let us assign this as y sub 1. Then, let us assign this as x sub 2 and then y sub 2. First, let us find first the slope, ano? Let us solve first for the slope. So, our y sub 2 is negative 1 minus 2 over x sub 2 is 4 minus our x sub 1 is negative 2. So, gagawin na lang natin itong plus 2. O, check natin ha. Our y sub 2 is negative 1 minus our y sub 1 is positive 2. No changes. Walang change na nangyari sa sa ating operation. Sa denominator naman, we have x sub 2 which is 4 minus ang ating x sub 1 is negative 2. So, nag-change tayo ng operation, ano po? And then, let us solve. Negative 1 and negative 2 magkasunod ng negative. So, we combine and then copy the common sign. That is negative 3 over 4 plus 2 is 6. So, therefore, our slope is negative. What number divides 3 and 6? Or what will be the greatest common factor of 3 and 6? That will be 3. So, 3 divided by 3 is 1 over 6 divided by 3 is 2. So, our slope is negative 1/2. Ayan. So, may slope na po tayo. Ang gagawin na lang natin, gagamitin natin yung slope-intercept form. In this case, ang gagamitin po natin etong point na to. So, that is the same as y. Yung pinaka-y natin or yung pinaka-k natin will be 2. Ito, no? Ito po yun. So, that is minus 2. How about for our slope? Our slope is negative 1/2 times x minus, ano naman yung ating pinaka-x o yung pinaka-h natin? Negative 2. O diretso na to, positive 2. Ganon. So, we have y minus 2 is equivalent to, let us make use of the distributive property to solve for these quantities. We have negative 1/2 x, that is negative 1/2 times x, ano? Negative times positive is negative 1/2 times 2, that is the same as 2 over 2 or just 1. And then transpose negative 2, we have y is equivalent to negative 1/2 x minus 1 plus 2. O bakit plus 2? Kasi transpose si negative 2. Therefore, if we combine this becomes positive 1. Ano po? So, y is equivalent to negative 1/2 x plus 1. There you go. Meron na tayong linear equation. Kung gusto nyo naman or mas prefer nyo gamitin tong slope-intercept form natin, provided sinolve na natin yung kanyang slope which is negative 1/2, all we have to do now is to solve for the value of b. So, that would be let us make use of this point. Okay, so we have our y is 2. We're going to substitute, ano po? Substitute y. The value of y is 2. The value of the slope is negative 1/2. The value of x is negative 2 plus b. We are now solving for the value of b. 2 is equivalent to negative times negative is positive. And 1/2 times 2 is 1 plus b. Now transpose 1, that becomes 2. Transpose 1, that becomes negative 1. Is equivalent to b. 2 minus 1 is 1. B. And our value for b is equivalent to 1. Now, we now have a value for b. All we have to do now is to identify our linear equation. Substituting the value for m and b, we have y is equivalent to negative 1/2 x plus 1. There you go. So, pareho. Now, I'm going to leave an exercise for you. This will serve as your home quiz. I want you to identify the equation of the line from the following points. I want you to identify the equation of the line that passes through these points. Now, this time, we're going to identify the equation of the line given slope and a point. So let's say we want to identify the equation given the slope, which is 1/2, and a point that passes through that line, which is 4, negative 1. Kamukha rin siya, no? Or kawangki rin siya ng mga previous natin na ginagawa. The only difference is that yung kung kanina 2 points, kukunin pa natin yung slope. This time, given na yung slope. So, sa tingin ko, mas magiging madali na yung trabaho natin. Ano po? So, we can make use of the point slope form of the line denoted by y minus k is equivalent to m times the quantity x minus h. Since our slope is 1/2 and we are given a point that passes through that line, or a solution of that linear equation, which is 4, negative 1, so we can immediately substitute, ano po? Y minus, what is our k? This is h k. So our k there is negative 1. Diretso na plus 1. And our slope is 1/2 times the quantity x minus our h is 4. Yan. Now we can solve. Actually, sa totoo lang, ito okay na nga ito eh. It is already an equation of the line. But if we are pretty much curious kung ano itsura niya sa slope intercept form, we can solve this further. So that is y plus 1 is equivalent to 1/2 x minus 4 times 1/2. That is 4 over 2. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that is 2. And then transpose positive 1. So we have y is equivalent to 1/2 x minus 2 minus 1. Solving this further by combining these like terms, we have 1/2 x, negative 2, negative 1, meron tayong double negatives, ano? So we combine and copy the common sign, that is negative 3. There you go. We have our linear equation. For our alternative solution, we can make use of the slope, and we can make use of the point, and then solve for the value of b. So that is the same as y is equivalent to 1/2 x plus b, and then let us substitute the value for x and y. Here, this is x, the abscissa, this is our y, the ordinate. So negative 1 is equivalent to 1/2 times 4 plus b. There you go. So we have negative 1 is equivalent to 1/2 times 4 is 4 over 2, that is 2 plus b. Transpose positive 2, that becomes negative 2. So negative 1, negative 2 is equivalent to b. Negative 1 combined with negative 2, that is negative 3. It's equivalent to b. Our b therefore is negative 3. Now, what will be our equation? The equation of the line therefore would be y is equivalent to 1/2, because this is our slope, x minus 3. Pareho lang po sila. Let us have one more example. Let's say we want to know the linear equation given the slope, which is 1/3, and a point that is along that line, which is 6 and negative 2. We can make use of the point slope form of the line. Y minus k is equivalent to m times the quantity x minus h. So we will let this as our h, and we will let this as our k. So y minus, what will be our k? Our k is negative 2, so diretso na, no? Plus 2 is equivalent to, what is our slope? That is 1/3. Times, what is our x minus, what will be our h? Our h is positive 6. So therefore, we have y plus 2 is equivalent to 1/3 times x is 1/3 x, 1/3 times 6. Copy muna, no? Copy the operation here, minus, and then 6 times 1/3, that is 6/3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay. Now, transpose positive 2 to the other side, it will become negative 2. So y is equivalent to 1/3 x minus 2 negative 2. Finally, our linear equation will be 1/3 x negative 2, negative 2, we have negative 4 or minus 4. Let us try our alternative solution. Let's say the value of x is 6 and the value of y is negative 2, and our slope is 1/3. So negative 2 is equivalent to slope. The slope 1/3 times the value of x is 6 plus b, so that is negative 2 is equivalent to 6 times 1/3, that is 6/3 divided by 6/3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2 plus b. Transpose positive 2 to the left side, that becomes negative 2. So negative 2 minus 2 is equivalent to b. And evaluating this, we have negative 2 minus 2, that is negative 4. It's equivalent to b. Therefore, the value of b is equivalent to negative 4. Furthermore, our equation of the line will be y is equivalent to 1/3 x minus 4. So they're just the same. Now, I will leave again another exercise for you to answer at home. This will serve as your home quiz. Now, our third objective will be, we are going to identify the equation of the line, this time given si slope at saka intercept. Yan. Sa tingin ko, sa lahat ng topic natin, ito yung pinakamadali, ano? So, let us try to identify the equation of the line given the slope. And for this example alone, una muna, y-intercept lang muna. So immediately, we could tell the equation of the line using those components. And yan, direkta na, slope at saka y-intercept na. So, we can make use of the slope-intercept form of the line. Y is equivalent to mx plus b. So, what will be our equation of the line? The equation of the line will be y is equivalent to m, the slope, 1/2 x, and what will be our y-intercept? instead of y-intercept, we will make use of the the ordinate of the y-intercept, this ordinate. So that will be -1. So there you go. We have an equation of the line which is y is equivalent to 1 half x minus 1. Now, kung curious tayo kung tama ba yung equation natin, all we have to do is to substitute using this coordinate. So let us try. The value of x there is 0, and this is x, this is y. The value of x, or the abscissa, is 0, so y is equivalent to 1 half times 0 minus 1. What will be the value of y? The value of y is this, -1. So that is -1 is equivalent to 1 half times 0 is 0. What is left is -1. So correct. Tama po tayo. Tama po yung ating equation of the line. Ayan. Y is equivalent to 1 half x minus 1. Now, let us have some more examples. O paano pagka naman? Ang given naman, x-intercept naman. Ayan. So, we can make use of the point-slope form of the line. Assuming that this will be our h and this will be our k. Using the point-slope form of the line, let us try to substitute. We have y minus, what is our k? That is 0. It's equivalent to, our slope is 1 half. Then x minus, what is our h? Our h is -3. Immediately, we could write here positive and then 3. O bakit? Para dun sa mga nagtatanong, negative times negative is positive. Positive lang naman po. Tapos write, immediately write 3. Ganun lang po. Now, solving this further, we have y minus 0 is just y is equivalent to 1 half x. That is 1 half times x, 1 half x plus 1 half times 3 is 3 halves, or 3 over 2. So, meron na tayong equation of the line. Now, let us try to check na kung tama yung nakuha natin. Baka mali tayo eh. So, let us make use of this coordinate where the value of x is -3 and the value of y is 0. So, by substituting the values of x and y, we have 0 is equivalent to 1 half times, what is the value of x? The value of x here is -3 plus 3 halves. We have 0 is equivalent to -1 half times -3 is -3 halves plus 3 halves. So, cancel, nagiging 0 sila. So, 0 is equivalent to 0. Therefore, we are correct. The equation of the line is correct. Y is equivalent to 1 half x plus 3 halves. Now, we have an alternative solution for that. Katulad din ng ginagawa natin before, we make use of the point-slope form of the line. So, let's say we have y is equivalent to mx plus b. The slope is 1 half. That is the same as y is equivalent to 1 half x plus b. Ang kukunin na lang natin yung value ni b. So here, you can make use of the value for x, which is -3, and the value of y, which is 0. So 0 is equivalent to 1 half. The value of x is -3 plus b. 0 is equivalent to 1 half times -3 is -1 half. Oh, sorry. -3 halves plus b. Transpose -3 halves to the other side of the equation, to the left side, that becomes positive. So, 3 halves, positive 3 halves is equivalent to b, or b is equivalent to 3 halves. Now that we have a value for the b, or the y-intercept, we can now show the linear equation. The linear equation will be y is equivalent to our slope, which is 1/2 x plus 3/2. Ayan. So, pareho lang po. Ayan. Pareho lang. We have another exercise for you. This will serve as your home quiz ulit. Given ang slope at saka yung kanyang intercept. For number 1, given yung x-intercept. So, yung pag-solve niyan, katulad nung pangalawa nating ginawa. For number 2, given si y-intercept. Ito yung madali. Kasi all you have to do is to substitute the values for the slope-intercept form of the line. For number 3, ito ulit, all you have to do is to, make use of our second solution from this video. Yung pangalawa natin ginawa. Ayan. Okay, this time, I'm going to share with you another method in identifying the equation of the line whenever ang given is x and y intercepts. Ano po? Although we can make use of the slope intercept form of the line, but there's a much efficient way to do that. Add-ons lang po ito, ano po? Parang karagdagang kaalaman na lang po. We can make use of the so-called the intercept form of the line, and the intercept form of the line is denoted by x over a plus y over b is equivalent to 1, where a siya yung pinaka x-intercept at saka yung b siya yung pinaka y-intercept. Or to be specific, yung a siya yung abscissa ng x-intercept. Yung b siya yung ordinate nung y-intercept. Yan. Now, i-prove natin kung totoo nga tong the intercept form of the line, kung tama po ba siya, tama yung notion niya, wherein a0 is the coordinate for the x-intercept and 0b is the coordinate for the y-intercept. Since a0 is the coordinate for x-intercept, same with 0b, the coordinate for y-intercept, why not we let those coordinates as our two distinct points, the x and y intercept. If these are the two distinct points along that line, then we can make use of this by assuming a sub 1 and sub 2. O pwede tayo mag-assume ng sub 1 and sub 2 dyan, and we are going to employ the point slope form of the line. Now, baka magtaka kayo, yung m naging ganito kasi yung slope natin, our slope is denoted by change in y over change in x, o yung delta y over delta x, o yung tinatawag namin decrement in y over decrement in x. That is the same as y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Ito po yun yung value ni m. Yan po. Sinubstitute lang po natin. Now, try lang po natin siyang i-prove kung tama po ba to. Tamang notion po ba to. Let us assume that our x sub 1 is ito, a. Then, y sub 1 is 0. Yung atin naman, x sub 2 is 0 at saka yung ating y sub 2 is b. Ayan. Ngayon, baka magtaka kayo, it's just the value of, or the formula for the slope. Ano po? Ito. That is just the formula for the slope, which is m. Okay. Let us solve. Y minus y sub 1 is equivalent to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1 times the quantity x minus x sub 1. So what is our y sub 1? Y minus y sub 1 is 0. Our y sub 2 is b minus y sub 1 is 0 ulit. X sub 2 is 0 minus x sub 1 is a times x minus our x sub 1 is a. Yan. Now let us try to solve this equation. Y minus 0 is y. B minus 0 is just b. 0 minus a is negative a times the quantity x minus a. Now, ayusin lang natin ito, kasi yung negative nasa baba So, y is equivalent to negative b over a because positive divided by negative is negative times the quantity x minus a. Now, let us make use of the distributive property. In multiplying these rational algebraic expression, we have y is equivalent to negative b over a times x is negative bx over a. Negative b over a times negative a is positive ba over a. Solving further, we have negative bx over a. Cancel dito yung a, So, because it's just 1, a divided by a is 1. So, that is plus b. B na lang. Now, let us transpose ito. Let us transpose this. Transpose that rational algebraic expression to the left side of the equation. We have positive b x over a. Then you have here positive y plus y is equivalent to b. Now, para mawala dito yung b, etong b na to, we can multiply both sides by 1 over b, So, let us multiply both sides by 1 over b. Let us multiply here 1 over b. That is under multiplication property of equality. So, dito, makakancel na yung b, Cancel dito yung b. So, ang matitira na lang is x over a. Pero, syempre, distributive property yan. So, dun pa. Mumultiply pa natin siya dun. So, 1 over b times y is positive y over b. And then, b, ito, cancel na to. b times 1 over b is just 1. So, therefore, tama yung notion natin ng the intercept form of the line. Ito, this serves as our proof of the intercept form of the line. Let's try this. Let's say we want to identify the equation of the line given the x and y intercepts. Negative 1, 0, and 0, negative 1. So, ang gagawin lang po natin, just substitute lang po natin yung values. Paano? Yung coordinate ng x-intercept is negative 1, 0. So, bali yung this serves as your a0. At saka yung coordinate ng y-intercept niya is 0, negative 1. This serves as our 0, b. Ayan. So, sa madaling salita, yung value ni a is negative 1. Yung value ni b is also negative 1. So, therefore, ang magiging linear equation natin is in terms of intercept form of the line, that is x over negative 1 plus y over negative 1 is equivalent to 1. Now, ayusin na lang natin to. So, that becomes positive divided by negative is negative x over 1. No need to write 1. or no need to write the over 1. Ganda siguro, gitna na lang natin to. Ayan. Tapos ito, positive y divided by negative 1 is negative y. Negative y is equivalent to 1. Sa totoo lang, ito, okay na to. This is already the equation of the line. Parang ano nga siya, ayan. Naka-intercept form of the line po siya, di po ba? Pero kung curious tayo kung ano yung kanyang magiging slope-intercept form, pwede rin natin siyang i-convert. Maganda nga yun para makita agad natin si slope, tapos yung ordinate ng y-intercept. So, all we have to do is to transpose, negative x to the other side. We have negative y, transpose negative x, that becomes positive x. Plus 1. May negative pa tayo. So, let us multiply everything by negative 1. That becomes y is equivalent to negative x minus 1. Ayan. So, bali yung y-intercept natin, yung pinaka y-intercept po natin is 0, negative 1. Ito po yun. Ayan. Ayan. So, pareho po. So, therefore, we are correct. Now, paano kaya kung ang gamitin natin is yung slope-intercept form? So, una, syempre, kailangan alamin muna natin kung ano yung slope niya. So, let us assume, kung yung ganyang method ang gagamitin natin, let us assume sub 1 and sub 2's. So, this will serve as our x sub 1, y sub 1. This will be our x sub 2 and y sub 2. Then let us get the slope. The slope will be our y sub 2 is negative 1 minus our y sub 1 is 0 over our x sub 2 is 0 minus our x sub 1 is negative 1. Since negative 1 dyan, so diretso na, plus 1. Ayan. So our slope therefore is negative 1 minus 0 is just negative 1 over 0 plus 1 is 1. Or our slope is negative 1 divided by 1 is negative 1. So meron na tayong slope, Ang kulang na lang natin yung value ni b. So i-rewrite natin yung slope-intercept form. Y is equivalent to what is our slope? Negative 1. So negative 1x. No need to write 1. So that is negative x plus b. And then pumili tayo ng isa sa mga dalawang points na to. Pili tayo ng isang coordinate para substitute natin dun sa value ni x at saka di value ni y. For what reason? Para makuha natin yung value ni b. So let's say we're going to make use of this as our x and y values. So that becomes the value of y is 0, negative, and the value of x is negative 1. Negative 1 plus b. 0 is equivalent to negative 1. Negative times negative 1 is positive 1. Plus b, and then transpose. So we have negative 1 is equivalent to b, therefore b is equivalent to negative 1. Yan. So meron na tayong slope, meron na tayong ordinate ng y-intercept. All we have to do now is to substitute para meron na tayong linear equation. So our linear equation is y is equivalent to the slope is negative 1. Negative 1. X, no need to write negative 1, just negative x. Then our b is negative 1 minus 1. Ayan. So pareho lang po sila, just the same. Okay, let us have another example. Let's say our x-intercept is negative 2, 0 and our y-intercept is 0, 6. We will make use of our intercept form of the line denoted by x over a plus y over b is equivalent to 1. The value of a here yung pinaka ano natin, A0 natin is negative 2, at yung pinaka value ng B natin is yung pinaka natin, pinaka 0B is, ang value ng B is 6. So let us substitute. We have x over negative 2 plus y over the value of B here is 6. Ayusin na lang natin, i-gitna natin. We can rewrite that as negative x over 2 plus y over 6. That is equivalent to 1. Now, pwede natin siyang what is this? Pwede natin siyang i-convert into slope intercept form para makita natin kung ano nga ba yung niya, ano nga ba yung kanyang magiging itsura, yung slope niya, tsaka yung ordinate ng y-intercept niya o yung pinaka-value ng b natin. So let us convert this equation here. So why don't we combine these two fractions? That is the same as yan. What is the least common denominator of 6 and 2? That is, I think that is also 6, 6 divided by 2 is 3 times negative x plus 6 divided by 6 is just 1 times y is y. That is equivalent to 1. Let us solve this. So that is the same as negative 3x plus y over 6 is equivalent to 1. Now, let us cross multiply. So that is negative 3x plus y is equivalent to 6 times 1 is 6. And let us transpose negative 3x to the other side of the equation. That becomes y is equivalent to 3x plus 6. So this is our linear equation. Tingnan natin kung pareho lang makukuha natin pagka ang ginamit natin yung slope intercept form. Subukan lang natin. Sige. Slope natin, para makuha natin yung slope, mag-assume muna tayo ng sub 1 and sub 2. So, assuming na ito yung ating x sub 1, y sub 1, ito yung ating x sub 2, y sub 2. And let us substitute and use this formula for our slope. So, y sub 2 is 6 minus y sub 1 is 0 over x sub 2 is 0 minus x sub 1 is negative 2 plus 2. Yan. So 6 minus 0 is 6, while 0 plus 2 is just 2. Therefore, our slope is 6 divided by 2 is just 3. Ayan, may slope na tayo. Ang gagawin na lang natin, gagamit tayo ng isa sa mga points na to. Ito na lang, piliin natin to. Tapos, let us make use of the x and y values of that coordinate para ma-solve natin yung value ni b. So again, y is equivalent to yung slope natin? 3x plus b. Ito yung gagamitin natin. Ito po. So the value of y there is 0. Value of x is negative 2 plus b. We have 0 is equivalent to 3 times negative 2, that is negative 6 plus b. Transpose negative 6, that becomes 6 is equivalent to b, or b is equivalent to 6. May slope na tayo, may b na tayo, pwede na nating malaman kung ano yung magiging linear equation natin in slope intercept form. So all you have to do is to substitute the value of m and the value of b. We have y is equivalent to 3x plus 6. Ayan, so pareho po sila. Now, I'm going to leave an exercise for you to answer at home. This will serve as your home quiz. Given the x and y intercepts, I want you to find the equation of the line.